Captain, what's the big emergency? Today on RB's Toy Box, we're going to take a look at the Art Asylum Enterprise B and then compare it to the Playmates Enterprise B. Stay tuned. Today on RB's Toy Box, we're going to take a closer look at the Art Asylum Enterprise B, and we're going to compare it with the Playmates Enterprise B. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because there's been some conjecture and questions online because these are getting more rare when you start looking at places like, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and even some of the Facebook channels where you can pick up some of these from collectors, and there's quite a few of them actually. This one actually I did pick up just from somebody mentioning something in a Facebook chat, and as a result I got this from a really great guy. He shipped it fast. It turned out it was a reasonable priced product in comparison, so went ahead and went for it. Sometimes you luck out like that and you can find somebody trying to get rid of their collection or whatever, but there are some distinct differences and comparisons. Now this one is one of my quote-unquote spares. In other words, it's missing the labels and so forth, and the one that I have displayed over in my cabinet, it has everything on it. Well, one of the first things I want to mention is regardless of any of these that you buy, whether it's Playmates or whatever, the Art Asylum ones come with the batteries, but they come separate. The Playmates all come with the batteries installed. Now, why is that important? Because sometimes you can pick one of these up from an eBay supplier that they've never opened the box, which is good, right? The problem is they come with the batteries, and as a result, you get one of these that's, by now, from 1994 to today, the batteries are corroded, and you might end up with, wow, I got a brand new, Enterprise, and it's completely destroyed inside. So it is super important that the second that you get one of these, you crack the baby open and you get those batteries out of there. Now, we're going to be making a video here in a little while on toy restoration and a couple of tricks that you can do. One of those is white vinegar with alkaline battery acid, yada yada. But you want to definitely make sure that you get those batteries out of there and clean that cavity, and then also don't store them with the batteries, even on display. Yeah, you might have friends that come over and you want to, but what I do is I keep the batteries next, like a little shelf area, and I'll over in the corner of the nook I will put batteries back there, so that if there's something that I want to showcase ever so quickly, I just pop open the lid, drop in 3 batteries. Hey guys, check it out, man, it's pretty cool. And that's what you need to do. If you're going to preserve your products and your toys, you've got to take the batteries out. Okay? All right, that's my local thing. By the way, if you like these videos that I'm doing, make sure that you subscribe and like and share down below. I don't make no money for this. We do not monetize these videos or anything. Maybe when I get rich and famous I will. Who knows? But I do this because I enjoy it. I want to showcase my collection, and it's kind of a thank you to me. It keeps me going when I see those little likes come in and new subscribers that are coming into the channel. So again, this is the Playmates one. I originally started getting to the ships when I started getting into Star Trek collecting. The ships are one of the first things that I went after, and the reason for that is I didn't think it was going to go that big, and as a result I wanted something that looked good on a shelf, right? And you could get 5 or 6 or 7 of them, and people would walk in and go, wow man, those are some really nice ships. And then one thing led to another. But from a detail standpoint, it's got the nice textured markings on it with the Playmobil, or not Playmobil, which I've been collecting those lately. The Playmates one, and then there's 4 buttons right here that you can see that will make some noise. And by the way, that's all the lights that's on it, by the way. There's no nacelles, there's no anything else, it's just those lights right there. So that's kind of glancing real quickly at the Playmates one. Now, let's take a look though at the Art Asylum. Now, under normal circumstances, you know, back in the day, if you were to purchase these side by side, obviously this one would end up being way more expensive. And that is because it was made a few years after the Playmates one, if I remember correctly, but somebody's probably going to correct me on that, and that's okay. But if you look at the detail on this guy, it has some beautiful detail. It just got mad. That was funny. That the other one just simply doesn't have. It does a better color texturization on the hull, better use of the windows and so forth across the side, and it lights up beautifully. If I can get it.
I'm Captain John Harriman.
And this is an addition. There's the Enterprise A, which is the same kind of deal where it has the movie sounds, which they did mess up in the Enterprise A, because when you listen to that, it has sounds from all the movies, not just, you know, the one that was in, you know, the Wrath of Khan.
It wouldn't be the Enterprise without a Sulu at the helm.
This one does a pretty good job. The sounds are from the actual movie, which, you know, Generations. Now, if you push and hold this guy, then it's in like display mode, and let's just take a few seconds to, wow, I mean, they did such a nice job at making this baby light up. I mean, look at that in comparison to the Playmates one. I mean, it's just such a good detail. I mean, you've got up here, got in the back. I mean, they've, you know, when you compare that to the only 2 lights that light up is the ones in the back here compared to this one, that's very, very nice. And then, you know, the reason why this, in my opinion, is an important video to make is because we're coming to a point where you probably can only get one or the other. It's going to be difficult sometimes to get both of these. There's only so many of them. They're not making these anymore. And when collectors keep gobbling them up, you're eventually not going to be able to get them. Or if you do, it's going to be like $500 for this thing. So if you're going to come down and say, okay, do I, you know, I found somebody who has the Art Asylum one, you know, it looks okay, but what does that compare to the Playmates one? Well, I'm showing you. And I am just so, I wasn't sure what to expect, because I had the other one that lights up really nice, but this one honestly makes the Enterprise A look boring with the additional lighting and so forth that it has on here. Just a beautiful job that they did with this. And I know I'm gaga over this thing just a little bit because it's just so nice. So I wanted to kind of take a few moments again to show you the comparison between the 2 ships. And so if you come across these on eBay, or you come across these on a, you know, Facebook forum or Google, or there's a couple of other places out there that are selling these kinds of things. Flea markets, there's still a few places out there that have these, you know, at flea markets, thrift stores, yard sales, right? You got to get out there and find them. But that is the Art Asylum one, Playmates one. You can see they're about the same length. However, the saucers are different, a little different sizing. So this one has a bigger saucer on it than this one does, but it's just, you know, it's just a much, much nicer representation of the Enterprise B. And of course it has the sound effects to go with it that are from the movie with the...
I'm Captain John Harriman.
Right? And
it wouldn't be the Enterprise without a Sulu at the helm.
And there's quite a few that go on here. They both come with stands, and I do like the Playmates stand a little better. only because of the look of it. And the fact that it doesn't swivel versus this one has one that swivels. And if you've seen the Art Asylum one with the Klingon bird of prey and even the Enterprise one, it's just like, you know, you're looking at it one day and it's So I hope you like this video. Again, make sure you like and subscribe down below. Let me know that you want me to keep these videos going, which I'm going to anyway. It's fine. But we've got all kinds of really cool adventures coming up. It's September now in 2022, which means October's coming up, and October is the biggie for the Neutral Zone Studios. And if you're a Star Trek guy or girl or an alien or whatever, you want to try to get to Neutral Zone Studios, which is just over the border from Florida into Georgia, in Kingsland, Georgia. They don't pay me to say this, but I love the people down there. Ray Tessie's the best. Vic is awesome. Seeing the whole crew when you get there is just like going home to family. You really should try to go at least once in your lifetime down to Neutral Zone Studios. Check them out on neutralzonestudios.com. And I think that you will like what you see, and you'll want to come and visit for their big Halloween Fan Appreciation Weekend kind of big day. They're going to bring in some cool people. You can dress up in whatever you want, Star Trek outfit or whatever. You know, come as you are or who you want to be is Ray's little expression there, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. Have a good one. We'll see you again on RB's Toy Box.